What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today I'm going to show you how to set up a ground blind. We're setting this ground blind up today for the purpose of velvet scouting and getting some good footage of these bucks during the summertime on this field behind us and this feeder. But I'm going to set this blind up the same way I would as if I was going to hunt out of it. So let's get into it. All right, for starters, there's a few things that you're going to need. I've got my trap line hammer with me. I've got some short pieces of rebar for makeshift stakes. I've also got some brand new tent stakes. I've got a pair of trauma shears that I love. These things, they will cut through a penny. You can cut a lot of stuff with them. And the reason I have these is for this landscaping soft twist tie. It's a rubber coated wire. I can use that. A lot of the ground blinds today don't come with brush loops on them or enough brush loops in the right spot. So I will use this twist tie stuff right here to actually tie brush onto the blind to make it disappear. So, and of course you need a saw and a ground blind. And I've also got some of our new corn spike spray. And I'll use that to help cover any scent. So let's get started. So we've got our spot picked out that we're going to put our blind. We've had it here for the last couple of seasons, but let me show you how we do it. All right, so you can see right here on the ground, we've got a nice level spot. Don't have a ton of brush in front of us, so we're going to have to do a good job of brushing it in and making this thing disappear. To start off, you need a good flat spot. If you don't have a flat spot, you can take a shovel and help level it out. I didn't bring one with me today because I know this spot is pretty close to level because we've sat here before. But first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to clear all the debris off the ground. In this case, like I said, we've been here before, so it's not that bad. But I don't want any leaves or sticks or anything up under my feet that are going to make noise when I'm shifting around in a blind that might alert the deer. So that's going to be the first thing that we do. All right, you can use a weed eater. I don't want to make a lot of noise at this point, so I've got my saw from my Hooyman saw right here, adjustable saw, and I can use it to knock some of this brush down. All right, there we go. The better I can get this blind to sit on the ground and get the flaps to sit on the ground, the better it's going to help hold my scent in. So that's the main reason I like a good level spot. All right, let's go get our blind. All right, so I've got my blind here. I'm just going to go ahead and pop it up. Get it in place. Just like that. I like to take my bag that my ground blind came in and just toss it inside the blind with me. That way when it's time to pack it up, I always know where it is. So I'm gonna find the wall. Pop one side up. I want to be mindful of where I place my door. I want my door on my exit side, which is directly behind the blind, away from where the deer are going to be. So we've got that set up. And then I've got these big, nice windows that allow me to shoot anywhere I want to out of this blind. But in this situation, we only need to shoot out the front because we're taking photos, and the field and the feeder and everything is right there. So we'll keep most of this closed up. All right, like I said, I've got my door facing to the rear, and it's not in the middle of this road behind me. If I need to, I can walk straight out the back of this blind, and I'll end up clearing me a path where I'll be able to get in and out of this blind with the right wind with the deer in the field and slip on out of here, and I won't pop out onto the road because there's a little straightaway here that the deer can see up. I won't pop out in the road till I get beyond that straightaway. That way they don't see me coming or going. Entry and exit is one of the largest factors to contribute to your success, having a good bulletproof entry and exit route, because if you're spooking deer when you're going in or when you're getting out, it's not going to take long for them to be like, hey, we're just going to come back after dark because somebody keeps bumping us out of here. So very important to consider right there. Next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get out here and I'm going to stake it down. For the tie downs that come with the blind, I'm going to use this rebar that I got. And on the loops on the four corners, I'll actually use these tent stakes. So I'm just going to take my rebar and I'm going to drive it in the ground. At an angle away from the blind there. And then I'm going to take this anchor strap right here. I'm going to loop it over. I'm going to pull it down tight. Now I'm just going to tie a couple of half hitches in this line. Put a couple of half hitches in there. Okay. Slide this down as far as I can. There we go. We're good and snug. It's not going to slide back up because of this angle. I'm going to do this on all four sides. Come on here. All right. Take this. Do what? You should get a close-up shot. Yeah. There we go, that's good and snug. Take this thing. All down. Snug it up. Just tie a half hitch in this line here. You're getting crooked. All right, the tent stakes used for these loops that are built into the blind, and I just like to put them in, pull out a little bit. Pound it in. That's probably the most crucial part, staking this thing down, because I mean, don't get me wrong, brushing this blind in and making it disappear is a huge part of the success. But if you don't stake your blind down and you get one of these showers to come through, thunderstorms, tropical storms like we get in the fall, and your blind turns over, it don't matter how well it's camouflaged. It's going to be a bust, and you're going to spend a bunch of time that you could be hunting trying to fix your setup when you get back. All right, now that we've got our blind staked down, we're going to go cut some brush so we can use the soft tie and the trauma shears to make this thing blend in. All right, right here, I got a bunch of leafy brush. It's not doing any good. It's actually hanging out in the road, so I'm going to trim it up, and I'm going to use it to make my blind disappear. It always takes more than what you think you need, so make sure you cut a lot. All right, I'm gonna start by breaking up this roof line with this big branch right here. I'm just gonna lay that on there right there. Come around here. I can just take me off a section of this wire here, this rubber coated wire, these trauma shears, and just snip right through it. And I've got me a tie down. So this blind doesn't have any brush loops, but it has these webbing loops on the four corners in the roof. So I'm going to take this and tie this one to the roof. I'm just going to twist that up there real good, and then we can come around here cut me another piece. And where this branch overhangs here, tie into this. Since there's nothing on that corner, I can just pull that down to there. Actually, lock it down like so. I'll actually go over it a couple of times and wrap it up, just really twist it up in there good. Like that. All right, so when we get back in front of our blind, now we can take a look at it, and we can see we've really taken that roof line and broken it up. Now it's time to add the rest. So I can just stack stuff in there for now, and then come back and tie it all together when I get done. and I'm happy with it. Stuff like this too that has a fork in it, I can take it up over this branch and drape it down like that, and get the benefit of the, because if you flip this over, all the foliage is up high and it just sticks down low, but now I've got the foliage, the stick up high and the foliage down low. So just anywhere that I can get a bite on that blind, and then pull it tight and just twist it like a bread tie, and then I can take the excess and go around this other piece like that, wrap around there like that. You can take a look. We've got our blind brushed in. And one of the most crucial mistakes that I think people make is they get a ground blind, they spend a lot of time brushing it in, but they walk away from it with the windows closed, and that's not how we hunt out of it. As you can see now, I've got my 2 windows open. I've already kind of trimmed them out. That's as far as I'm going to have to open them to shoot a camera out of it. Bow might be a little different, but when I come back and hunt this blind, it's not going to look any different than it does right now. So if you put your blind in and you do the best brush job in the world, but you leave the windows up and you walk away, the deer get accustomed to it, and all of a sudden you come out here to hunt and there's 2 black holes in the brush pile that have never been there before. I think that's a big mistake. So open your windows, brush your blind in good, tie it down, and happy hunting. I'm going to knock it out with a little spike spray and we're going to get out of here. Thanks for watching, guys. And just